بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome all of you back with your program Fatwa Live. And this is the second part that comes to you from Houston, Texas. The first question, some of the new scholars, they say that Allah Azza wa Jal, when He wanted to create Adam, He consulted with the angels and He listened to their consultation according to the dialogue that we know in Surah Al-Baqarah. And the one who wrote these things don't like this opinion, and I need to know, what do you think about this? Well, let me tell you, some of the people who said that Allah consulted the angels, it's not true from the belief. It's not proper for Allah Almighty to do that, nor does it there is any evidence of it in any way, or any scholars, or even the Prophet. There is a difference between telling the news and the consultation. The ayah says, when your Lord told the angels, He is telling, He is not consulting with them. There is consultation when you are consulting, when you need the opinion. It will not be, and for someone who needs somebody else in his opinion to continue his decision, Allah is the one who don't need any of His creations. He don't consult nobody. He will not benefit from none of the knowledge of His creations. He is the one who created. How could He? Doesn't He know what He created? And He is the knowledgeable and the expert. The angels asking of Allah Azza wa Jalla is not to object. They said, do you make in it whomever was going to corrupt in it and do the bloodshed? Not to consult or be part of the decision. Allah Azza wa Jalla do not put partners with Him in His rule. It is so they could learn, they are fallen, and we are the one who is praising you and glorifying. Allah showed them, and He said, I know what you don't know. No one said from the scholars that Allah consulted the angels. They all said that it is a declaration, is to inform them that, and to show the wisdom of the creation before it happens. Ibn Kathir says, when the angel said that, it's not to object to Allah Azza wa Jal decision, nor to envy the son of Adam. Some of the explainers might think, because Allah said they do not supersede Him in saying, they do not ask Him, He did not permit them to ask. So when He told them that He's gonna have a creation, and Qatada said, and they knew that they're going to corrupt in it. They just wanted to understand what is the wisdom in creating people who's going to corrupt, and you know that they're going to do bloodshed. We are the ones who praised you, and nothing coming of that. So Allah said to them, to answer their question, I know more than you do. I know what is the best in that creation, with the corruption that you are stalking, more than what you know. I'm going to make with them the angels, the prophets and the messengers, and the trust people and the martyrs and the righteous and the worshippers and all the good righteous creations. Those who love Allah Azza wa Jal, those who follow His messengers. So what did He tell them that? The scholars, they said so many wisdoms to teach the angels what they don't know from the creations, to prepare them of the happened to Adam, and to show Adam's status with Allah Azza wa Jal, and also to show that the person might see something wrong, but Allah knows more, that His knowledge is not limited, His knowledge, His vision is not limited to what His creation see. It's beyond that. So what you see is wrong could be something good in the future. And the person who said that Allah consulted the angels, he does not understand a major belief, the difference between the creator and the creations, and don't understand Arabic. So you don't feel comfortable with that opinion. It shows your good understanding and purity in your belief. It is the dialogue in Surah Al-Baqarah is to teach, to inform, not to consult, nor to do, not as a rejection to Allah's order. Allah is showing the wisdom and to teach them and to make them aware of it. The following question. Someone gave 10,000 euros to his nephew. He is a student in Germany, and on different, he used our kinship, and that his study is gonna be wasted, and they don't have cash. He have investment or money, but they don't have cash. So I stopped giving him the loans after several opinions when I knew that he's not gonna pay me back. And then I found out that he's not even going to school. He's just using it for wrong things. He admit of what I did, and his father knows what his son is doing and his bad reputation. So the question is it required on the father to pay on behalf of his son? Yes, he can. And he have enough of money to do, even if there's no cash. The only way I gave him the money because of the kinship. Is the father required by Sharia to pay the loan of his son? So I tell him, your question is very accurate and it is very painful. There is a difference between fiqh and the kinship and the deception. The loan is, as far as religion goes, the loan is on the shoulders of the son by himself and your nephew. It does not go to the father just because of the relationship or the kinship or because that he's his father. The financial responsibility is independent. It does not go automatically to the father, even if he is rich and the son, and he knows of the bad condition of his son. The capability on the financial capability does not require that he pay for that loan, unless he has guaranteed that if he said, I'm guaranteeing my son's paying his loan back, or if he's not capable of paying, or if you made that condition when you gave that loan. To use the money in deceptive way to in the wrong things, he make him a wrongdoer. But that's from the manners, but does not transfer the responsibility on the father, because the boy is adult and he is responsible for his own actions. We ask the father to pay on behalf of his son out of goodness, not as he's required. And I think you need to ask him in good condition, not because he is required or you have to, and you cannot even accuse him if he refuses. Don't say, oh, it's your loan. No. And you have to do it in a soft way, in a good manner, in a good way. Like to say, and your son, my other, you owe me a lot of money. If you came to pay him, there will be goodness from you, and there will be goodness from your side. Or at least, let's help each other to split this airs of goodness from your side. And because the calamity will happen, if it is in general or if a lot of people in it, it'll be easy. So the uncle is close, and his status is very good. And son of Umar said that a man came to the Prophet ﷺ, "O Messenger of Allah, I have made a bad sin. Do I have a repent?" He said, "Do you have a mother?" He said, "No." He said, "Do you have an aunt?" He said, "Then be good to her." When the mother is gone, he told him to go to be good to his mother, to his. So that to show the status of the uncle from the mother's side, and to be good to them. It's from the good deeds, and the one that's going to avoid the sins. The uncle is part of the heart of the mother that will fill your heart with love. Every time you see it, you see the warmth of your mother. It is the shadow of the mother and the continuation of her giving. From Allah's bounties that He will give you an uncle who is compassionate to you. And if you took the lien, it is a charity and it will be goodness on your uncle, but it's not required. Especially with the deception and using it in the wrongdoing. The scholar said it is not to, it's not recommended to forgive if it's going to be helping people to do the wrong things, to do the sins. So you don't leave the money so people will do more disobedience of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah guide you, inshallah, and to help you on this calamity. From the calamity that we see every day in the commercial insurance, it's the lack of the Muslims to bring companies that's going to be making the communal insurance. Of course, we go to the group of Muslims, not to the individuals. So you look at the group, not only the individual. If somebody did it, it will be enough. Then the sin will stop on the others. And the goodness goes to those who are doing it. And nobody did, then all of them will be sinned. So I put my voice to yours to ask those who are capable in this ummah to fulfill this need that everybody needs it, that makes people go to the wrong things. The follow-up question: if the person in the West grow up and he disbelieved, is the sin on the parents, or is it just a decree from Allah Azza wa Jal? Or is it a phase? Well, it depends on the situation. The Muslim need to be with the Muslims so they could help each other to stop the affliction in the religion. And he could leave it for a good reason, like ask for sustenance or knowledgeable, or to run away from weakness and affliction. And to live outside Muslim countries depends on your situation. Whomever is capable to practice his religion, he is safe from being hiding it, and his identity is clear. Then he's allowed to stay, because the land is the land of Allah, and all everybody is the servant of Allah. So anywhere where you could have good is staying. And wherever it could be more satisfying to Allah Azza wa Jal and more beneficial for your religion, God has said. But if he thought that it is going to be affliction on his religion and he cannot keep his religion nor on those that Allah made him in his, then he needs to leave that place. That's not a place of staying. And could be required for those who need it, who is required to do it to protect the Muslims, honest people, and to call them Muslims to Islam, and to protect the religion, and to defend it against all the falsehood, against the false people. So find yourself where you find in these categories. And whoever is concerned about his religion, whatever he is, Allah will bring goodness to him. The Islamic centers are everywhere. The Islamic schools are available. If your priority to be next to a masjid where there's an Islamic school, and you made this from your priorities, and look for the place, make sure that will help you. I know some of those who live outside, and he made sure that his sons memorize the Quran in early age. And if they lived, and probably even if they are in some countries, it's very hard to practice religion. And you know what, and we all hear about what happened in some Muslim countries, so-called Muslim countries. So the land is the land of Allah, and the servant is the servant of Allah. Whatever you can do good, stay. If you did your best, and you did your part, Allah Azza wa Jal makes every soul responsible for its actions, not for others. What is the rule about cursing one of the countries in the East because of the corruption and whatever corruption that's in there? Well, this is not. It is from the laghut that people need to stay away from. I'm afraid there'll be something, because to generalize something is wrong. The countries you're talking about, if you look in detail, you'll find the people who are worshiping Allah, the ones who are doing good, all types of good people who are wishing about what happens to them, those who did the prayer. This is a time of originally you need to do and to stay away from laghu and to protect your tongue. Every word you say is going to be written, and you'll find it available to you on the day of judgment. So ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect you. Pharaoh is someone who is a foreigner and he practices religion, but he is still having some he's just having the oppression. He hates the oppression that happened in the West, in the East, or in his countries. The Sheikh said, you make the dua on those who are doing the oppressed, because you were among them. So when you generalize, if somebody, do you want somebody to curse you and to be included in the dua? So be specific about the wrongdoers, the transgressors, the aggressors. So don't generalize. The Sharia does not combine between two different things. Allah said, from the people of the book, if you trust them with a whole bunch, He will give it back to you. And some, if you give them with 1 dinar, one little thing, they will not give it back to you. So there's always two different types. Keep your tongue ready with the remembrance of Allah, better than to keep it with the cursing and cussing. It's not going to benefit you if you go. So this is just to ease or to reduce the pressure. Final question, what is about the swearing where you give the alliance to the King of England or Canada or whatever, of the church? And is this a bay'ah? this is part of the things you swear on your belief, you and you follow the law that does not contradict your beliefs. Get that meaning, and there should be a way out, inshallah. In the East, you always curse the mother and father, and they don't mean to make the qadf of muhsanat. Uh, but they meant, to the person that uh, but when he did that, you don't know what the intention. This is something because it loses meaning because they use it all the time. Let's just put it in general that we need to protect our tongues from that foolishness and to say goodness to people. I was wearing the niqab at work the last man, and then he sent me out. That's so. A question about the niqab. Where my boss is trying to force me to take it out. Do I have to? Well, the answer, this is a disputed issue between the scholars. And in the shahad, it is you don't deny on the person who denied it, but it is you take what is most guarded. In your matter, my sister, I don't see nothing wrong of covering your face, especially in this environment that is attacking the people with the niqab. And if you found the capability of doing a battle in the court, will you ask for your personal rights that are protected and from the Constitution? That will be good, and may Allah, you have to consult with a lawyer and some of the women who are working in the social media and see what Allah Azza wa Jal provide you. May Allah bring you to this of knowledge with this. The niqab is different from the khimar. The khimar is something that should require everybody to get out because with the legal way, you have to fight it legally, and the woman should do the best. If she is forced to, this is not the place to stay, and she need to go from this weakness and to leave this area that are oppressing, where she'll be able to worship Allah the Almighty and will not be affected. Because we all know the ayah, those who are oppressed and the angel will take them and say, what did you do that? They said, we were weakened. They said, wasn't Allah's land big where you could migrate? And about 20 years in France to forbid the hijab in the public school. And what the Amjad said, and they made a decision that this is Allah's obligation on the woman. And just like any other obligation, it's not just a simple, like putting the cross on the chest or the Quran. So what happened in France, from forbidding the Muslim women to wear the hijab in all types of work or school, this is against the constitutions and this is violation of the human rights. It's an aggression on the freedom of practice the religion. And I know the Muslims, she need to fight it legally, that is available to them, and to do their best to find the Islamic schools that's going to show, to give, the women need to help them in this. even the poet to show the displeasure of this. And this is the last question. The Sheikh recited some poetry.